You guys have heard me talk about freshies before. I have a whole episode dedicated to it. Well, when I break down freshies, I put them in different categories. Fresh linen, that's your clean freshie. Fresh green, fresh earthy, fresh floral, fresh sweet, fresh citrus. All of those have different categories in terms of certain fragrances I would point people to. And today we're going to talk about a freshy floral fragrance that I think is probably one of the most slept on fragrances of all time. Many have put their nose to this fragrance, but not many have put it to skin. And I honestly feel like they're not putting enough respect on the house or the fragrance's name. We're going to talk about it. Strap up. Welcome to the Scent Bubble. I am your host for the late evening. Jeez. 4th of July weekend. Hopefully I drop this episode soon enough to where it actually falls on 4th of July weekend. You know I live in the future with these episodes. We're going to talk about a fragrance from the house of Calvin Klein today. I honestly feel like Calvin Klein is probably one of the most slept on houses. We see it so often. And especially now, we're kind of like in the fragrance boom era. Now that we have clones, dupes, and inspireds, we're not putting a lot of respect on the name brand houses and the people who've been doing it proper for a long time. They're original houses. They do their own DNAs and stuff like that. Not saying a lot of Calvin Klein fragrances aren't inspired by anything, but they've certainly been doing it for a long time, and respect is due. This is the fragrance called CK1. Okay. We're talking about freshy floral, okay? Now, let me just say this as a statement. A lot of young guys, I'm talking south of 25 years old, don't really rock with florals yet. They're still in the sweet phase. They love fruity. They love citrus. They love fresh, amber, what else? Kind of, metallic-y fragrances, stuff like that, And I'm not hating on it, not at all. But as you start to get older and you start putting your nose to things, as you get older, you start to kind of ask yourself personally what you actually like versus what you think people would tell you they like or don't like. For instance, with florals, you might tend to think floral notes are feminine. But as you get older and you put your nose to different florals, you start to realize some you like more than others, and some actually feel masculine, or some soften up a fragrance, or just the fact that flowers smell awesome. And when you pair them with different notes in fragrance, you can come at the masculinity, angle in different ways and tie together different chemistries. And having a floral element to a male fragrance is a masculine thing to do. There's so many amazing fragrances that have florals in them. Maybe some that aren't floral forward, but certainly fragrances that have florals. They freshen up fragrances. They can powder a fragrance. They can make a fragrance sweet. They can make a fragrance earthy, green. They're incredible. And this fragrance is no different. Let me talk about the fragrance a little bit. I've had this fragrance for quite a while. This is in one of my originals. You can get 100 ml for $20, and you could probably get 200 ml for less than $35 at any retailer, any discounter, any online store. And again, when we talk about freshies, this is fresh floral. This is an out of the shower experience. I tell people that when you smell this fragrance, it smells like you took a shower in heaven. It's got a touch, maybe like a 30 to 40% touch of clean linen, but then it's got this white flower floral medley that's very powdery. Not insanely powdery, just powdery enough to feel like the clean linen, like you washed all your whites and you bleached them out and you put them in the dryer, and you've put your dryer sheets in there, and all your whites are coming out of the dryer. And then somebody just doused it in a bouquet of different white florals. And when you mix that all together with the hot laundry coming out of the dryer, this is the fragrance you get. Only this is cooler. It has an airiness about it. And it's just an incredibly charming fragrance. When you get out of the shower, you throw this on. This isn't a fragrance where you're going to put this on to try to impress some girl or, want to run errands and have scent trail go by and people smell you and whatnot. This is a great fragrance to get out of the shower with. Extremely blind grab. You just want to smell clean, earthy, and fresh, and bright and uplifting. You throw this on and you, like I said, you smell like you took a shower in heaven. So you can certainly run errands, or if you're a teenager, go to school with this fragrance. It's super inoffensive, though it does have great projection. It's soft, again, because it's white florals, powder, and clean linen. If you're in high school, college, this is an easy grab and go fragrance where girls are going to gravitate to the fact that you just smell like the freshest guy in the room. You go to class and they're going to be like, this guy takes a shower in the morning and at night, and he's just so clean. He's got good hygiene. But it also has charm with the florals. You know what I'm saying? Like, I would call this a casual freshie. I hesitate to call it a freshie with charm, just because the only charming part about the freshness of this fragrance is in the white florals. There's really nothing else going on. It's like very entry level into freshie with charm. But to me, this is one of the most classic, hands down, no question, incredible, clean linen, white floral freshies of all time. Easily in the top 5 for me. Sometimes you don't want to overdo it. You don't want to smell, a lot of guys have fragrances that are just going crazy. Your Tom Fords, your Ganymedes, your Elysiums, your Cedrats, it's just like, bro, your Dior's, it's like sometimes just smelling fresh and nice and inoffensive is like a great addition. In fact, a lot of times you'll probably be rocking fragrances like this more because everyone isn't always in special occasions or situational, moments that call for a really elegant, sophisticated fragrance. So to me, this is like the common man's everyday fragrance. And for that reason, it's just super slept on. Very high quality ingredients. We're going to go real quick over to the window here where we see all the notes. And I'm just going to tell you guys right now, ignore this whole list. This is one of those situations where it's like, really, this isn't even helpful at all. This is, again, I got to go back to my main screen to show you guys how serious I am with this. This is only clean linen, about 30-40%, and like 50% white floral medley, but it pretty much just translates as white flowers with the tiniest touch of powder and freshness. That is it. So when you observe this note breakdown, you will not smell lemon. You will not smell bergamot. You will not smell orange. You will not smell green, pineapple, cardamom, papaya. You will not smell any of this, guys. White florals, clean linen, touch of powder, call it a day. I look at this and I just get more confused. It almost looks, and just to confirm that this is the same fragrance that I have in my hand, it almost looks like they stole the perfume pyramid of the wrong fragrance when describing this. This fragrance is incredibly linear and you can just ignore these notes altogether. It is nice to note that it includes lily of the valley, jasmine, violet, rose, orris root, freesia, in terms of how they put together the fresh aspect of it. They put a lot into the florals here. But as far as the fruits, there's more fruity or citric tinge to a drier sheet than to this fragrance. It is so light what's going on the top. Again, but it's just cool to appreciate this sometimes. Sometimes you just got to throw Fragrantica completely out of the window. But nonetheless, I just think this fragrance is incredible. 15 to 20 bucks, 100 ml, 30 bucks, 200 ml. This fragrance will last you a lifetime. It has incredible versatility. Again, when you want, and again, guys, don't be intimidated by the florals for all my young guys out there. Like, this fragrance is good, bro. You might be a little insecure as a super young guy. Your homies might go up to you and go, "Oh man, you smell real fresh floral. You know what I mean? Like they shouldn't even be able to recognize that it's floral. They'll just be like, oh, you smell super, super fresh or something like that. But don't be insecure about this fragrance, guys. You'll know what I'm saying when you step in a room with this on, you catch wafts of it and you're like, dang, I smell like heaven right now, man. Like you go to heaven's gates and there's just florals all around that sucker, wrapped up it, vineyards and all that, and the gust of fresh cold air comes by. It's where you want to be. If the gates of heaven smell like this, I can't wait to die. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I think the 10-minute mark is appropriate for a video like this. Again, just to touch on some of the highlights. Ageless fragrance to me. Absolutely ageless. Because it's just super safe. It's clean, fresh linen floral. Like, come on. Incredible amount of use case. I would say super casual. Super duper casual. Wearing it in a semi-formal, formal, romantic type of setting wouldn't be weird, but it just won't smell like you have a fragrance on. It'll smell more like you just used, Lever 2000 or a White Dove soap or something like that. In more casual settings, you'll kind of catch the more floral side to this and the powderiness. Again, it's not too powdery. Don't be intimidated by that. It's just a touch of weight to the fragrance. Projection and sillage is incredible on this. I don't know how many hours it goes, but I can definitely say that don't go more than 5 sprays on a fragrance like this. I mean, just imagine clean linen. Like, imagine when you spray like white Lysol in the air, right? You hit that thing once, psst, and it smells good and clean and nice. But if you just hit the whole room with that, that super clean, it just starts to, become nauseating. So stay less than 5 sprays on the trigger finger. You might have to reapply later. But, if you're casual wear and all that stuff, this will get you through school for the day. This will get you through your job. You know what I'm saying? I don't find myself ever having to reapply this. I hit myself 5 sprays if I'm going to be 5-6 sprays if I'm going to be outside. If I'm indoors, I might hit myself with 3 to 4, call it a day. This does the job. Guys, super slept on fragrance. I find that in Arizona with this hot weather, I have a ton of freshies in my fragrance collection. I don't have a ton of sweet. I don't carry gourmands because I don't even like that, but I just typically love rocking with fresh green, fresh earthy, fresh vetiver, fresh floral, fresh linen. I like those types of fragrances and they work in Arizona. It's high heat year round. So I think maybe me as a person, I've thought through the freshie category with quite a bit of depth because I know how much of what I have in each category and I know what I appreciate from each DNA from each category. So hope this was helpful for you guys. I don't want to crack 15 minutes on a video about a freshie, but if you're considering CK1, definitely blind buy worthy in my opinion. Go back and watch the video to see the thought process of why, so you kind of understand, because just because I think it's amazing doesn't mean you will. You should see my thought process so that you can kind of have your own fair assessment of this fragrance. But for the price, it is absolutely timeless and you will appreciate every bit of its simplicity. The ability to be able to complement your day as a fresh out of the shower fragrance that your family will love, your girl will love, your kids will love. And, the older you get, the simple things in life are much appreciated. And this is one of those cases. You guys have a blessed night. Again, if you're new to the channel, like, comment, subscribe, but more importantly, turn on the notifications because I'm dropping episodes every single morning at 6 a.m. And I've even been dropping some bonus episodes as well as extra shorts on the YouTube section for shorts that have just been going crazy. So thank you guys so much. Have a blessed night. I'll talk to you later.